Okay, I'm mad at someone, and I'm talking about now about the things that I do. This person taught me how to punish them, so that's what we do now. They don't realize that in their life, I am Satan, and the bill is fucking due, and I'm coming, fucking collecting with a jingling, jangling chain of fucking souls. That's the role that I play in your life. I only exist to destroy, disrupt, and fucking otherwise impair your ability to fucking wage war. I hate your fucking guts. There is someone in the world that I am so close to that's not Blazer. It's someone in particular I'm really, really close to, that the only reason that I'm close to them still is because I'm Machiavelli himself. I organize the destruction of their world, and I like to go and visit it from time to time. That's why I still talk to someone. And this person just proved me again why that is justified. Why I am their fucking punishment on earth. Why I am Satan's Batman, if you will, here to fucking inflict their punishment. That's the thing with being like talking to God or whatever, is you can do a pretty good impersonation of the devil too. And sometimes you see people that need punished. And sometimes there's only one way to do that, and it's not killing or anything, it's breaking their fucking hearts. Just to be clear, we're talking about women now. Sometimes women will never fucking understand, I guess. Like, it's not that you don't love them, it's not that you don't want them to do the things that they want to do. It's there's about a billion fucking reasons why you do the things that you do that keep the fucking machine moving, which is whatever brings home money, which is whatever. And that doesn't enter into their thinking at all sometimes. It depends on the woman, but women have very different motivations than men. Women do women's stuff, men do men's stuff, generally speaking. I'm not saying that like this is the way it always has to be, but at the end of the day, one of the major issues in our fucking society right now is that men are not allowed to be men at all, ever. And honestly, that's half of the point of this channel. It's like if it takes a transgender bitch to tell you that, because like I'm the only one that has the balls to speak up to the fucking women because I don't give a fuck about their goddamn vaginas. But like all of y'all are fucking pussy whipped as fuck. Now, some people would be like, well, you should have respect for, women and what, and you should to a point. When the point comes where they start saying stupid shit that's going to get us all killed, that's when you need to speak up. And that's where we have arrived. We have arrived at a point now where, like, multiple countries have now taken political prisoners. Did you know this? They're keeping that out of the headlines, making a big stink about that one bitch basketball star because she's their thing and blah, 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 blah. Fuck them. There's political prisoners all over the world right now because Joe Biden is a spineless piece of shit and we're an evil nation. And you can either have a spineless piece of shit and be a good nation, or you can have a spineless piece of shit and be an evil nation and die. Because of who we are as a society, we can't have Joe Biden running our shit. We are going to be in World War III before this is over. Because of what is going on, it's no longer safe for Americans to travel abroad. If you were thinking about traveling abroad, don't. Like, it scares the fuck out of me that like they're handing out 9-year prison sentences in Russia for an empty vape cart that you didn't bring. I've looked into some of what's going on there in Russia, and basically, are the Democrats bad? Yes, but so are the Russians. And what the Russians are doing now is, it's the shit that starts wars. They're holding political prisoners now. It's only a matter of time until we are in a shooting war with Russia. And at this point, good. Like, we've sat down at this table. It's time to start eating fucking steak, boys. That's where we're at. The table is set, the steak is cooked, the fucking wine is poured, the knife has been handed to you. Take it. I want Putin's teeth. That's what I want. I want Putin's teeth and ears on a necklace. I want to put that in the fucking Smithsonian. If you're really going to start taking random citizens prisoner and holding them hostage in your puppet government, there's answers to that too. Like, I don't think Putin gets who he's fucking with yet. Um, the thing is, right now, there are these jackasses in charge. And because of what they are doing, they are not going to be in charge much longer. He has a couple of more years of this, and 4 to 6 years of this will have people in that will just start World War III over this. That's where this is headed. Because of what Russia's doing, elections in the United States are going to start turning. They're going to start turning hardcore Republican, and they're going to be putting in people like Dan Crenshaw, and they're going to be telling them to go fucking beat up Russia with a stick until it fucking never wants to do anything again. Russia is acting like we live in a World War II era society again. Because we do. No one is afraid of the nukes anymore. That's the only thing that ended all of this 70, 80 years ago was people were afraid of the nukes. Okay? And like we're rapidly escalating from, Vietnam style conflicts into full on World War III at breakneck speed. China, Russia, India, and Turkey just said that they are the quote unquote axis of good. Honestly, at this point, I don't know if that's not entirely true. Like, what if we are the fucking evil ones now? What if, like, China is legitimately, like, wanting to bring us into G Web's Star Trek like future? Like, I have a friend or former friend. I don't know how we stand, to be honest. G Webs. Gun websites. Go look him up. He makes good shit. I Fuck, man. I think we're really gonna die in nuclear fire. That's what I think. I think we're gonna find out what it's like to be in Fallout. That's the future I see. And Russia isn't the least of our concerns. Right now, we have the entire Pacific Fleet steaming into positions that you're like, oh, that's not about Taiwan. It's 100% about Taiwan. They're getting into positions to replace the battle group that's going to Taiwan in case it gets nuked. Okay, we have like 4 carrier battle groups now deployed in the Pacific that are, one is Taiwan, and then like there's 3 others that I don't really want to say where they are because I don't know. You would think the Chinese intelligence would be at least as good at their job as me, but who fucking knows? One of them got sent to someplace that rhymes with a pan. It's all the only hint I'm going to give you, China. And like the theory there is, if Taiwan gets nuked, those other carrier battle groups could be there in days. And like once that happens, like they are planning to fight a war, and like both sides have a plan, and we don't know what their plan is, and they don't know what our plan is. That's like the nature of combat, right? And this is the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about the Chinese is that in reality, in our past encounters, the Chinese were stupid. We were fighting essentially Russia in World War One with American post World War II technology in Korea. The North Koreans and Chinese that were fighting in North Korea were pretty much last ditch Russian forces from like World War One, World War II, armed with a mix of submachine guns and bolt action rifles and some, big ass fucking water cooled Maxims. They weren't exactly at the technological tip of the spear, and they still gave us a run for their money because of their numbers. Every fucking Chinese soldier now has night vision. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the Chinese. A lot of that could just be for show. Maybe their night vision is shit. But like they have decent weapons. They've been working on a military for 80 years just like we have. They've just been a lot poorer than us for most of it. And here at the end they've gotten a little bit of money and they've been spending it wisely. And honestly, as China gets more money, the worse this is going to be for us. This is why I think the powers that be in the military industrial complex, I think they have orchestrated this war to happen. I think if it happens now, we win. I think if it happens in 50 years, we lose. I think they know that, and I think they have a plan that involves some sort of technology. I don't know if we'll see Bob Lazar's fucking spaceships buzzing around, but it wouldn't surprise me. And like, I think we're watching, Gog and Magog come to fucking destroy the new Rome, new Babylon, whatever you want to call it. A lot of weird shit in the Bible that has to do with some shit. I think some of it's just things go in patterns and you can read patterns into anything. And I'm kind of good at that. I either am a little crazy or Rick and Morty is somewhat close to reality on some level. And when I say that, you're like, huh? Hold my beer. So go and watch that whole show on repeat. Come back. Okay. So every episode of that is one possible that could happen to Rick and Morty and his grandpa. And Rick, sorry, Rick is Morty's grandpa. Rick is a scientist. Somewhere out there, there are scientists that have access to this crazy shit. Somewhere out there, there's a Bob Lazar that's still working for the government and brings shit home with him. My pitch to you basically is, what if our entire universe existed because of one of these scientists? What if they, invented an interdimensional portal gun, portaled themselves to the start of reality, and then like started reality? And what if that's God? I know that's a lot to sink in, but like I'm not saying I believe that. I'm saying it's an interesting thought. The fact that really the stuff that Bob Lazar talks about is advanced enough that, yeah, that shit could be real. Honestly, go watch Skinwalker Ranch for a little bit, and you'll start wondering what's possible. And I think with Skinwalker Ranch isn't even the supernatural shit so much as it is like the provable scientific shit that's there, and then the fact that they did do a Jewish portal opening ceremony, and a big cold thing happened. Weird. It makes me wonder about Jewish mysticism, magic, lots of that kind of shit. And especially like I took a couple of weeks there and started doing crazy shit just to do crazy shit, and like the goal of this shit was to cause like the temperature of the planet to increase, and to cause the Georgia Guidestones to blow up, and various other things. Some of those really happened, and the stuff that I was doing was some of that Skinwalker Ranch stuff. So maybe it's all coincidence. Maybe God isn't real, and he isn't a time traveling, Morty or Rick or whatever. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand. All I know is that sometimes if you get really high in the woods and dance around and fucking have a fire and talk to God, sometimes shit happens, I guess. I don't fucking know. I do like the idea of being someone's personal Satan, though. I am the thing in your life that, is the pebble in your shoe. And really, I think that's half of why I stayed on Matt's chat so long after E Honda showed up. Is it's like I enjoyed being the pebble in his shoe, but eventually I couldn't fucking take it anymore. I miss those guys to some extent. Guess it's best not to think about, 'cause, they're all pretty much dead to me anyway. I'll see you guys later.